Welcome, everyone, to Blood and Iron, Dead Man's Hand. Last we had left off, our coterie, the Dead Man's Hand, had found themselves staking out the hospital. The hospital that Dr. Keller, the primogen of this domain, and the one nearby, they were staking it out because one of the Toreador twins that they had so graciously freed from Dr. Keller's grasp, Jordan, the sort of leader of the pair, had went to go and see Keller again. Whether that was of her own volition, or whether that was coercion, or whether she had been captured remains to be seen. But she was found on an operating table, blood-starved. The people that were found in the room with her were Dr. Keller and the Scourge, Cynthia. Cynthia looked as if she was ready to take Jordan and whisk her away to a place unknown to most other kindred, except maybe Shriek. But it happened to be Shriek who ended up interrupting Cynthia. Upon further negotiation, Shriek arranged for Jordan to be released into his own custody, and Cynthia, well, was happy to play along. So, after collecting Jordan and feeding her, they realized that she had been taking on a lot of the responsibility of making Julie's meals, Julie being an organivore. And for Julie to remain more or less lucid in a time when the domain is abuzz with a feeding shortage, no kindred or thin blood wants to go out with a second Inquisition threat looming over them. Especially if they're newbies and don't exactly know what they're doing. But eventually, patience runs thin, and the beast will only settle for nothing less than a full ticket meal. So, Dead Man's Hand has found themselves in one of their meeting spots. Typically, it's either the gazebo nearby to Dorian's condo, or it's at Alexandra's shop. So which is it?
I'll take the condo.
I like home turf advantage.
The gazebo has a tendency of not meaning that my shop ends up getting by insects, so let's go with...
Yeah, it does seem that the wood frame of the gazebo started to have a little bit of a ant problem. Maybe termites?
That's it. I'm having it rebuilt with the new plastic lumber.
But, out of the three of you, you all arrive. Aaron seems to be pursuing another matter at the moment, maybe something of a personal nature. He's a little cagey about it. But here you are.
Imagine I pull up right behind the box truck and walk up and wait for Shriek to get out.
Creek is very much beside himself, as he seems to be putting, if you didn't know any better, he seems to be just putting his shirt back on. Still, he hops out of the back of the van, trying to end up acting like he's got a little bit of pep in his step, and it ends up making a little bit of a flourish when he's finally out of that little oversized casket.
I'll walk up and just hold my hand out with the key. How are they doing?
They haven't eaten each other, if that's what you're asking. Though I'm pretty sure we can find something like that on Pornhub.
I have to go digging nowadays. It's always step bro bullshit. I don't know what the world is coming to.
Alex is kind of standing nearby and looking over. What's the actual damage?
What's the actual damage? Are you talking about like his actual state, or?
No, talking about. She knows that he's in a shit spot. Can see it. But that's not really something that she right now.
All right, let's talk reality, shall we? Here's the reality. One twin has a natural compulsion to end up chewing on liver, heart, and all the other little juicy bits that typically is required for somebody to survive. The other one decided to end up doing all the killing to end up trying to end up keeping them by. Problem being is they're not naturally geared for that particular rabbit hole. They've been relying on each other so long that they, as far as I can tell, struggled to actually integrate. And because of that, we currently have a whole mess of particular problems. And if things keep going, my little darling, here's how this is going to play out. You're going to end up losing yourself to the point where, well, you and that thing inside your head, that intrusive thought, shall we say, there's going to be no difference. It's going to be all intrusive thoughts and zero fucking impulse control, darling. So, because of that, we're going to have to end up wondering on how that plays out. Well, how that plays out is that ends up breaking the first tradition. Because you're not going to care that it breaks the first tradition. You're not going to care that it implies your sister. Hell, you might eat your sister at the end of it. Now, let's say that worst case scenario doesn't happen. They're still going to have to put you down, in which case your sister's going to have to go out hunting all on her own, and we already know how she feels about that. And then there's always that fun portion of the fact that you didn't manage it all that well in this particular spiral, and to the point where you've, shall we politely say, became a little emotionally numb. And then, just to kick it off, she's going to do the exact same thing. And you two have been fast-tracking it. I mean, fast. I have seen some killers in my day who managed to end up holding it together. The word is, they managed to hold it together for 100 years. You guys ain't even going to break 5. And if that doesn't end up helping matters anymore, somebody still hasn't figured it out in their head that the dear doctor may be full of shit. I'll tell you how full of shit they are. Okay? You know, you want to know an interesting factoid about Malkavians? You ever happen to notice how a lot of them, for some odd reason, have a doctorate? Well, that's not unheard of. In fact, it's a very common thing, because here's the problem. Every one of them, little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Don't always show it, but it's true. And they've been trying to get around that one since before Noah made his ark. Results may vary. So if they haven't figured that problem out, what do you think's going to happen when they look at your little problem of being a picky eater? No offense, he looks to Dorian. And instead, well, somebody here consuming people, trying to deal with a curse that's as old as God. Which one do you think takes their priority? You think that they're really telling you what you want to hear, what you need to hear, or is this just something else going on? Anyway, there's your summation.
Lovely. So, she's not far from the bottom of the well.
Oh, I can see a little bit of water there. You know, it's right in between the rocks, but it's there.
Better or worse than what we've had to deal with in the past?
Worse. A lot worse. But perspectively speaking, I think the Scourge is better off. Honestly, I'm still impressed she's stringing together full sentences.
What are we hoping for?
Oh, what are we hoping for? Okay. Let's talk best case scenario. And you two are going to have to work with me on this one. He looks at the twins. You're going to have to work with me here. There is this lovely little tidbit. Okay? There are ways to manage this. In fact, I listed one out beforehand. Give me a call. Strangely enough, looks at his phone. Yeah, no, nothing received. Okay. So we threw that out. We learned what happens when we don't listen. I hope. So, let's talk about how the best case scenario is. The best case scenario is you, gesture to Jordan, are going to have to end up realizing at this point that we're going to need modern solutions for ancient problems. That's your problem that we're going to have to contend with. And two, he gestures to Julie, you are going to have to end up helping out a little bit more than relying on somebody else to end up doing it. I'll guide you through it. And I get that you're going to get a little bit of confliction here. Welcome to the human condition and the post-human condition. So, let's see here. Best case scenario, you're stuck exactly where you are. And you manage it enough that you don't fall any further. Because, well, as much as you may not care, I'm pretty sure survival's still pretty high on that list.
Mm.
And as far as you, if you're concerned about your sister, we're going to have to end up figuring some way to, how do we explain this? Do a little bit of a division of labor. And no, not all any of this comes free. You currently have what now? 3 going on 4 immortals that are willing to end up putting in the time and effort to do so in a situation where everybody's thoroughly fucked. And worse, you're here, the guy you just ended up calling him for put you on a goddamn slab. And if that wasn't bad enough, there's a reason that the Scourge was there. I'm sure you heard it. So, I am trying to prevent everybody from dying at this point, but it seems like everybody's thinking of running headlong into the wood chipper. So, Jordan, I'm with you on this. Maybe it's just better to let it all happen. And I can tell you how that's gonna go. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. I'm probably gonna be out of Dodge or dead. I can end up telling you about 12 other people that are about to be removed from this immortal coil. Minimum. And then it gets worse. I've been trying so hard to not let that happen. But I feel like I'm fighting with everybody at this point. I am public enemy number 1 in the eyes of our Scourge, in the eyes of our Sheriff, in the eyes of our Primogen. And right now, I'm grateful that our dearest Prince is, at best, indifferent to my existence, so long as I am within Arlington. Welcome to the shit show I gotta end up pulling together. And everybody else is trying to find some way to pull weight. So, on a pragmatic level, there's no reason for me to end up caring about you two. Okay? On a pragmatic level, there's no reason to. You know why I do this? Because we already got rid of a whole lot of people. We already lost a lot of kindred. Some good, most not so good. But we lost a lot of good. And I'm trying to bank on the idea that you two might be a little bit more than just a couple people caught up in the crossfire. Because if it's just you being caught up in the crossfire and that's all you got, the Prince themselves can't save you. So, where do we go from here? You two, we need to end up figuring out how to stabilize this situation. And it's not just the hunting. Then we gotta end up figuring out how to make sure that a bunch of very hungry and desperate predators at least have enough on the table as to not fly off the handle every 3 seconds. And then we need to end up making sure that our benevolent Primogen actually does their job as the Primogen, not his the evening hours vocation. And then we got to figure out on how the hell to end up leveraging our position to the point where we're able to end up keeping some degree of control over this situation. Because I'm going to tell you something, kiddos. Darling, a bunch of very hungry, bloodthirsty predators with supernatural powers running about the city, completely unchecked, is a recipe for a massacre. And garners enough attention that we don't have the leverage to stop other agencies from looking in. Hell, we're just slowing down the Second Inquisition at this point. Imagine what happens when they decide to come in full force. And I have been fighting on this front from the jump. I have been playing whack-a-mole for quite some time. And I have tried to do so without complaint because I'm trying to be the good little soldier boy. Because I do love a man in uniform. But in this case, I'm still trying to end up figuring out what the hell I can end up doing any further. I have run out of almost every resource, every contact, every bit of influence, every weapon at my disposal, down to my own fucking eye teeth, to try and end up holding this together. And as you may have guessed, he pulls this V-neck shirt and fishnet away a little bit, exposing some of the horrific damage that he's incurred. That's not going so well. And no amount of just feed for a night is going to end up solving the bigger issue that I'm currently contending with. Up for you, Alex?
Definitely.
All right.
It's about that
We need
moment that the shadows do tend to extend just a little bit. And you look to see what's causing it, and you see Aaron.
Billy Bob Mays, good to have you.
Howdy. Do would I impose on anything? Seems y'all were rather heated in here.
Oh, honey, I'm always hot.
Let's looks at the two girls, the twins. What was you two? How you holding up?
I think that's been the topic of discussion, Julie says a little bit meekly.
We'll fill you in later. It's been a night. So what do you need, Shriek? What can I do?
I don't know. What can you do? Because that's the question that I've been asking this whole time. Because as Mr. Reznor, at this exact moment, I am aware of powers, contacts, the capabilities, sires, the general demeanor, position, privilege, a whole bunch of status, and a lot of things involving the current local pecking order. You're not nowhere near. You're nowhere near the bottom of. Alex is nowhere near the bottom of the list. If anything, me and Billy Bob Mays here are probably closest to the bottom of the pecking list. Because Billy Bob Mays here has a particularly notorious past that's going to end up keeping him in the eye of suspicion. And me, everybody just loves my charming.
Jordan just kind of looks at you a bit straight-faced and says, "Why call him Billy Bob Mays? I thought his name was Aaron."
My point,
how they
ladies
do
and
it.
gentlemen.
All right. First things first, I want to find out more about condition. Anything that we can do to stop it from going further down the hole. If there's not,
I can't guarantee that it won't be a worst case scenario.
You mean to say that she can be more like herself again?
No, I'm saying I can look into it. We want to stabilize at the very least. Worst case scenario, she looks Jordan directly in the eye. Says, if you continue down your current track, there will be nothing anyone can do to stop you from becoming a danger to everyone and everything around you. And if that happens, there will be no choice but to end you entirely. Even you should be able to understand how.
I understand.
So you need to be very aware of what you are doing that causes you to lose parts of yourself. So research. Going to see if anybody has had any kind of indication of the how and the why, and if there is a way to stop it. But I give no guarantee. At the moment, we're all spread thinly. None more so than Shrew. We need stabilization in every possible way. She points to Dorian and says, "You're on a very good track with those thin bloods. They need a kindred that they can trust and who can guide them. Friend, a mentor, whatever. I believe you will extremely well." I'm not sure what else.
Well, it's a rather pleasant family meeting here. Stabilization. Is that what we're talking about? Shit to keep your boat a-sailing?
I'm so glad. See, here right now is an educated kindred. Kind of curious on where you ended up learning that one. But we'll get into that another time.
Food and shelter is the prime and simple of it for our types, so let's start with that. How's feeding for you two? Generally, it's shit and bricks out here in boonies, but what's it like?
He gestures over to the now damn near skeletal Jordan.
They look very, very different from each other, being twins. Jordan is extremely pale, looks very deathly, while Julie looks the same as ever. Julie, you know, is the organivore out of the two of them.
I don't think anyone's ever told Aaron that, but
Nope.
no, I don't know that.
No, you don't know that then.
That's why he's asking.
Yep.
Julie says, fine for now.
Define fine.
I'm fine.
You're fine.
And Julie just kind of expressionlessly says, I could eat.
Now, was Julie who said she can eat, or was that Jordan?
Jordan, sorry. Wrong one.
What do you eat?
Anything.
Anything. Dead things? Animals?
Billy Bob Mays, can I pull you aside for a second?
All right.
It's be right back. He kind of ends up trying to, I imagine, foolishly so, put his arm over your shoulder, which, you know, is threatening to put Shriek's shoulder out at this point as he's trying to... All right.
He leans down and lets you. He's got his whole ear attention to you.
Okay, good. All right, let me break this down to you. Whoever you feed to Jordan is a fucking death sentence. Or pardon, whoever you feed to Julie is a goddamn death sentence.
Both of them?
No, just one of them.
Just one.
Problem is one has been feeding the other.
How so? We talking like straight from the cut, or
Heart, liver, pancreas.
oh,
An actual fucking cat. Not everybody ends up getting out as lucky as you did. Okay.
well, it's careful considerations then.
Very. Thankfully, I have a solution. And it ain't gonna be pretty.
Shoot,
Alright.
I'm your man.
Oh, good. Okay. You got a knife on you?
He pulls it out very easily. He's like, which one?
Yeah, well, yeah. I said a knife, not a sword. God. Okay, well, thank you.
His big hunting knife just pulled out of his back
I'm just
pocket.
expecting like the giant Bowie knife.
Yeah, like a Bowie knife, yeah.
Oh, that's a knife.
Yeah, that is exactly. Look, if there's anybody in this coterie who's going to have that, am I wrong?
It's gonna be Aaron, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's gonna be the one with the Bowie knife, yep.
I have a nice little Damascus piece.
All right. Okay. So. Unfortunately, I'm not well fed enough to pull this off. So who here is well fed enough? Eeny, meeny, miny. Julie.
Yes?
Okay. Do you trust me? You shouldn't, but do you?
More or less.
Okay. Fun fact. When you end up getting injury, you heal. We can end up using the blood to reconstruct ourselves from some of the most grievous industries around, right?
So I've been told.
Okay, good. You're about to learn how. See, you, Miss Jordan, specifically need organ meat.
That would. Were you pointing to Jordan or Julie? Because Julie's the organivore.
Julie. Julie is the one that needs organ.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Jordan, you're here, the one here doing all the feeding, right? You're the one doing all the hunting. Sorry.
The chef, as it were.
Yeah. Well. Thankfully, what I'm about to do shouldn't seem particularly shocking when you put two and two together. Anybody else following the lines?
Unfortunately, yes.
Jordan just shakes her head.
Okay,
Julie
Jordan.
just shakes her head.
What are you in the mood for right now? Anything but heart. Heart's off limits.
What?
Yeah. What are we looking at? Pancreas? He starts gesturing at Jordan. Pancreas? Liver? Liver's good. Liver's good.
What are you suggesting?
Oh, wow. Nothing more horrifying than what you've already been doing. The difference being is one of you can grow, you two can grow your organs back.
Wait, you're not suggesting.
What do you think she's been doing this entire time?
Making smoothies?
Out of who?
People?
Right. And how do you think she got like that? Does this look like a woman who could currently work at a Denny's?
No.
No. How do you think she got like that?
From making the smoothies.
Yeah. That's right. You are off fucking limits from killing people at this point. You said you're a fucking... You know, there's some basic surgeries. You've been here going about this. So I presume you know here on how to end up keeping this to minimal damage.
I'm studied. I didn't graduate.
Well, congratulations. You got a long time to get really good at it. Eventually, it just kind of becomes like car maintenance, changing the oil.
It just seems...
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, nobody else is going to do it. Fine. He walks over and slaps the Bowie knife in Julie's hand.
In Julie's
Grabs
hand?
hold of her hand.
Okay.
Yep. He's going to end up grabbing hold of her hand. Don't make me fucking regret this. And I will force the blade into myself to make that first incision.
Oh!
As this is happening, Alex is going to take a quick sweep around just to make sure nobody's fucking watching.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting the knife to go into Jordan. Treek, you're already very injured.
I know.
You're going to take a point of superficial damage.
And that should be enough to end up giving us or I can only...
It's a laceration, not an incision.
Yeah, fair. Right. And
But as soon as
he is biting into his bottom lip. He is biting through his bottom lip. He is in immense fucking pain at this point. This is literally surgery with no anesthesia.
And as soon as the knife goes even a bit into your flesh, she wants to let go.
He holds on to it. He's very weak at this point. It's very clear, like he's a... Take. King. Liver. Do it. Do it now before I get him out.
She's in shock. You'll have to charisma persuasion your way through it.
That's a 3.
You're happy with 3?
That's... Yeah, I can't really push it for much more. Well, you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. Reroll the 1 die, and now I have... Nope, nothing. So now I am, out of 5 health, I am 4 aggravated, 1 superficial, and out of willpower, 3 willpower, I am 2 aggravated, 1 superficial.
Ooh, yikes.
Okay. I'll be back.
Shriek is hanging on by a thread, even just doing this, and but it is enough to force her hand into the wound and pull out some of your flesh.
Yeah, he drops to the ground immediately. You have, like, damn near fetal positioning. Like, the wound is down on the ground as he is holding onto it, and you can hear him. He's biting into something to stop himself from screaming.
And as soon as it's removed from you, it does start to wither and rot.
Eat.
And she shoves it into her mouth. She's probably going to have to keep it down because she is very, very well and at her limit at the moment. Yeah, she doesn't exactly have the strongest willpower to begin with. So she's gonna roll a willpower roll.
Keep it down, please keep it down, please keep it down.
Okay. She chokes. She chokes on it. And she falls to her knees as well as Shriek, you're watching her double over, just about as doubled over as you are, and you're wishing to all of heaven and hell and whatever else may be in between that it works. Whatever you wanted her to do, that it works. But after a moment, after she's choked on it for a moment, she finally swallows. The vitae just kind of oozing at the corners of her mouth from the literal spewing that she's done a little bit of. But it goes down. And she attempts to catch her breath. Not that she needs it anymore, but to calm herself.
Okay.
That's a little bit much. What's done is done.
And what you see when you look up at Jordan, though, is she is licking her lips. Absently. Like she's not even thinking about it.
Alex is going to step up and is going to place a hand on her shoulder.
She just looks at you.
Maintain control.
I'm hungry.
Something that we will figure out. Thankfully, you don't have to feed like you.
No.
So your hunger is easier to get a handle on.
Always has been.
Once you are fed, this is how you are going to maintain your sister from now. No more killing. Establish now that this is viable.
To run me
Do you
through
understand?
like good old Shriek here, like a stuck pig.
It's not pleasant, but it's better than what you've been doing. You won't die.
Perhaps Shriek has been feeding a little too much of himself lately, 'cause he looks like shit.
Well, you can't really talk, can you?
I said I'm hungry, I'm not injured.
Alex looks at her from toe to head. You look like a skeleton, dear. That's not just hunger. You don't look alive anymore.
And why should I? I'm a dead thing.
You really are on your way.
I've just embraced the kind of monster that I am.
Problem.
Jordan, you're scaring me. It's 'cause you're weak. You need me.
Alright, well,
Aaron.
I've done fuck all, so, I think I'll leave y'all with Blondie and Grim here. I'd hate to go ahead and,
Aaron.
distract Annie, Shriek, but wanted to have a chat with you, see if there was something I could get you to do for me. I'm gonna go find something for you to snack on in the meantime.
Yeah, Aaron, that's what I was going to ask. Do you mind keeping an eye on them? I'm going out real quick. I'll be back. Don't let
All
Shriek
right.
leave. Take him to my garage.
May I offer you my most luxury duffel bag?
He's going to look over at Shriek. What are you in the mood for?
Shriek is currently holding his guts as he's in the fetal position on the ground.
Yeah, he's
He is
not
fucked.
even
Never
standing.
mind then.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah, help him. I'm going to go find something. And I'm going to go on a hunting roll and bring back food.
Okay. Aaron, you
Be
have been
wise.
instructed by Dorian to escort these
Dorian
to,
does.
to the garage.
Sorry. What? I don't mean to try to order you around there, but this needs to happen. And Dorian's going to go and jog over, this is the first time you've actually seen him in a hurry. He's going to jog over and jump into one of his cars. Probably the nicer of the two to help. And he's going to go prowling.
Okay. Which means the rest are going... where?
Aaron looks to Alex in this situation. Well, if things are going to be that kind of... all kinds of gruesome like that, I'm going to go out and suggest on a limb, shelter needs to be situated. Accommodating for any sort of, no trespassers kind of deal.
Yeah.
So maybe we should start on that.
Yeah, maybe.
Food, shelter. That's the basics of it.
Shelter for whom? Julie asks.
You too, you silly little bitches.
We have a home.
So you're gonna put on a whole gourmet feast of Jordan out on the dining room kitchen table, just like that? In the suburbs? Maybe only on Sundays.
What?
You know the situation, Julie. Don't be dumb. You got blonde hair. You don't gotta act one.
While Aaron is
I'm
talking,
fine.
Alex,
We're talking about the future.
Okay.
Besides, I think everyone needs a new looks. I can go ahead and see what it is that I can accommodate. It's gonna take me a minute. Half a minute. He thinks about it for a second.
Isn't anyone concerned about Shriek?
Oh, I
Alex
am.
has already moved down to Shriek to try and, help him up and keep his organs inside of his body.
Oh, I am. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to go get takeout, but that's already handled. The local venture Uber Eats is gonna be right back.
All right.
So, I have a request. He turns to Alex.
What's the name?
I'm hesitant. But if it means enough for this kind of whole show to go on, I can hold them up in the church. Set everything up so they're nice and private. Big thing about it is, I need to figure out how to get some eyes and ears in that situation. Around the area, just to make sure that, well, if these two are as messy as I've been witness to thus far, I want to make sure they ain't followed. And if they are, there's appropriate situation waiting for any sort of break-ins, if you get what I mean.
Who would follow us? Julie asks.
I don't know, perhaps the doctor
People.
that we, had to pull you away from this evening.
Right.
Wait, which doctor? Bremengen?
Yeah. Miss Jordan here found herself on a goddamn slab. Look, I'll fill you in on the details later. For now, let's just get the obvious mess that is currently Shriek. The skeletal woman and dear Julie here, out of public eye. Please, for the love of all that is holy and not.
Yeah. And he goes on out to his truck immediately. Pulls out a just a giant garbage bag from his duffel bag, like one of those big black hefty garbage bags. He comes back over, just over Shriek.
Because this is not suspicious in the slightest.
He grabs him just by one arm, picks him up, carries him over his arm with his legs hanging out of the duffel bag. Feel free to interrupt me.
Just out of character, why does this feel like a Benji situation?
This is me being strong, guys.
Fireman carry. Yep.
They're kind of dumb.
At
It's
least it's
effective, it
happening
works.
in my yard that has high walls.
This is a good fence line.
Well, I was under the impression it was a public gazebo because it's out in the park.
Yeah.
No, this is a gazebo in my compound next to my house. We've been meeting at my house. At least that's what I thought.
That's what I was under the impression of.
Oh, that was not the impression I had. I was under the impression this was public.
What? Coffee, you don't have a gazebo in your backyard? The
No.
fuck?
No,
I have
What's wrong
fuck
with
you
you?
money. Can't I have a gazebo in my yard?
you can have a gazebo in your yard. I was just under the impression that this was a
Okay.
public place.
That's a normal household appliance. I thought you knew.
No.
That's
Hey,
why
look,
Alex
the
is like,
second
what
thing
the
you
fuck?
get after the toaster.
Well, either way, I was going to call for a wits and awareness by those who are not in a sack, being Alex and Aaron.
Yes, please, because, yeah, that was the thing that I'd asked about earlier.
Oh my
Back when
God.
Shriek was getting stabbed.
Because it might be a fence, but it's not a wall. A wall of bricks is kind of a
Oh,
lot.
hey.
Oh,
Hey.
God.
Wait, okay. So I have an awareness specialty
Okay,
for stalkers.
it would
I think I've
apply.
asked- Oh! This is great. I finally get to use it. Click. I don't know if it's
You can
going
also
to mean
now see
anything.
why Alex is so testy right now.
Oh my god. Can I willpower 2 those dice?
Or you can succeed at a cost.
Depends on the cost.
A kindred of my choosing is at 5 hunger. Whether that's one of you, or whether that's one of the NPCs in your domain, you don't know. But
To know what?
a random character from this domain will be at hunger 5.
I don't like knowing if they're stalkers. That takes precedence.
Okay.
Because
I'm so worried
Aaron
about it being Jordan.
Aaron does not want people, just everyone knowing where he lives,
Okay.
for obvious reasons. No matter who it is, there's going to be a person dying tonight, and there's going to be stains had. I just volunteer myself to be doing the dirty work. Let's go ahead and take it. I
Okay.
accept.
You accept.
I accept.
A character of my choosing is now at hunger 5.
Who the fuck is watching?
A van. black van at the gate near the front entrance of the compound. Waiting for entry, it looks like.
Aaron stops before he even exits the front door.
You're out in the
And,
gazebo in the yard.
Oh, yeah. If it's out by the front gate, he stops. He's going to
Which is
stop
about
everyone else.
150, 200 feet away from you.
Okay, he's going to stop everyone. He's like, hold on. There's an engine out for it. Did the big man mention we had anyone stopping by, any visitors he had?
Nope.
Like that exciting. Alright. I'll go ahead and play doorman if you want to take Mr. Shriek here.
Why don't I? My face is already known. Yours? Still a question.
If you insist. Mr. Shriek. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I have sights on the situation. He sets you down gently, Shriek, and out of everything that he's done tonight, that's what gets a groan. You sit
Julie.
tight, sweet prince. He's gonna go to take his gun out, the revolver, and situate himself in shadows in a position where he has like a view of either one of the probably the driver's side of the vehicle with it that you would be able to fire at if anything happens.
Okay.
I'm willing to roll
Composure and stealth.
Haha!
You're trying
Composure
to
is not.
look like you belong here out in the yard.
Yep. What is it? Oblivion powers. Shadow Cloak gives me +2 to stealth rolls. And I
Okay.
will go ahead and rouse just to give me an extra on that because I don't want to suck. I accept.
Sucks to suck.
It sucks to suck. So that's composure. +2 for Oblivion, +2 for the rouse, so that's +4.
Mm-hmm.
Did it send it? Do it! There it is.
Okay. That's 3. Are you happy with 3?
Nope. Willpower reroll.
Okay.
I don't like problems. I'm not sufficing for problems tonight.
Nope. Don't want no problems. You got 4.
I'll take 4.
Okay. You feel like you meld into the shadows as well as ever.
Perfect.
And if anyone does spot you, you look like you're just surveying the landscaping.
Yeah, I'm just a carpenter.
Groundskeeper.
Groundskeeper.
That's what you're attempting to look like right now. And maybe those shadows kind of make it a little hard to tell. Alex.
Before she walks over,
Mm-hmm.
she's going to turn to Julie and George.
Okay.
Stay here with Shriek. And Julie, if you're so concerned for Shriek, why don't you try his wounds so his organs aren't spilling out everywhere?
Well, Mr. Resner said something about a garage, right?
Possibly. Stay here for now anyway. And Alex is gonna make her way over to the vehicle.
Okay. Are you being particularly stealthy about it, or are you just walking right up?
Just walking right up.
Okay.
Nothing wrong here, nothing to see.
You're walking straight towards the gate. Shriek, are you doing anything in the meantime, except for doubling over in pain?
No. There is literally nothing Shriek can't do without an insane penalty.
Yep, you are physically and mentally impaired at the moment. You've got the two girls who are basically being your meat shield at the moment. Julie's actually gotten down on her knee to see about what she could do to possibly cover up your wound.
Has anybody seen my stapler?
No? Were you hiding a stapler?
I need my stapler. I need my stapler.
I don't understand, Shriek.
Staple gun. Hold it together until I have
Oh,
a chance.
yeah, and she's already started like pulling off her sweater, and you see that she's got this kind of spaghetti strap tank top underneath it. She starts wrapping your wound with her sweater, kind of all around your whole waist.
Oh, darling, that's a beautiful sweater. Don't do that. No, it's a crime of fashion, darling. It's a crime of fucking fashion at this point.
Bloodstains are easy to get out if you know the right compounds. If you know how to get the right cleaning materials together.
Lemon Pledge ain't do nothing for me, darling.
Quit your babying. It'll be fine. It's salvageable. Meanwhile, Jordan's just kind of got her head on a swivel, kind of watching as Alex is going towards this unknown vehicle. You start making your way towards the gate, Alex. The sort of wrought iron bars that kind of make up the entryway for vehicles to drive up into the driveway and maybe ultimately to the garage. As this sort of condo complex houses more than just Mr. Resner. He, you would assume, maybe has the penthouse at top. So, when you walk up to this individual whose headlights are kind of blaring brightly at you, and the head that just kind of peeks out the window, and you see a man with sort of a formal hat, and looks like he's got a shirt and tie with a jacket on. Pardon me, love.
Yes, is there something I can help you with?
Do you mind buzzing me in?
I'm sorry, but who are you?
Oh, what's a good name?
Reginald.
Reginald. Mr. Resner's butler.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Resner has not mentioned.
Oh. Well, he does like to drive his own cars. I was out getting groceries for the staff.
Give me a moment and I will see if I can get in contact with Mr. Resner. I just need to verify your identity before I let you.
Of course.
And she is going to give Dorian a call.
I seem to have forgotten the code. Must have changed it recently. Dorian, as you're kind of driving out and taking one of your vehicles out on a joyride to go and get some wonderful snack food for your, well, guests, you get a call from Alex.
Hello. Resner here.
Mr. Resner, I have a gentleman here in a black van at your gate claiming to be your butler. Says his name is Reginald.
Copy. Do I
Any
have a
chance
butler?
you could verify?
You do? His name is Reginald. He's a recent hire.
Yes, he is new. I just had him hired to take on some of the day work and keep up appearances.
So I'm cleared to let him in then.
Yes. As long as everything's on the up and up. Unless you need the privacy. Just have him steer clear of what we're dealing with in the garage.
Well, we haven't made it that far yet, so...
Mm.
I just needed you to verify that he was in fact somebody that you knew and not... Well, just wanted to make sure I wasn't letting a stranger into your home. Says he's forgotten the code.
Dorian will just rub his forehead. I did change the codes. I do that every week.
So, we are clear, just to be absolutely certain.
Oh, I found my badge, love.
I'm imagining like Dorian can hear it on the other side. Alex is gonna step up to the gate with Dorian still on the phone and hold her hand for bars to have a look.
There's no enterprises.
Alright. I will let him in then. And I'll see you when you return. Gonna hang up and move. I'm assuming there's like buttons or something on the inside of the gate.
Yeah, there's a buzz in on that side from the from like a little sort of corner booth. It seems like the security guard might have walked off.
Yep. So she's gonna buzz him in.
I would have had a ride on my hands if I'd been any later.
Sounds like the staff are quite hungry.
Yep. Mind your business. I'll be around. And he starts driving the van towards the garage.
That rules that out then. She just kind of waves
And
and
the
makes her way.
gate goes back to automatically closing.
Kind of going to keep an eye on that area for a hot minute as it closes, waits till it completely closes, and then she's going to make her way back to Jordan, Julie, and
Shriek,
apparently
you and Julie and Jordan do see that a van enters in from having Alex let them in, drives us to the back of the building to enter the garage. Because you're kind of on the side of the building when it comes to the yard. And Alex does indeed return.
Alright. Going away. Safety on. Ooh. What's the situation?
a new hire of Dorian Resner's supposedly forgot the gate code.
Alright. False alarm?
Apparently. Supposedly there would have been a riot if it had been any later.
It would have been right if he'd come any sooner.
Yeah, don't figure.
Anyway, he's going into the garage, so that's ruled out for now. No way of telling how many groceries he's got or how long it will take him to load. Can't exactly drag Freak and Jordan in there looking the way that they do.
Well, it's always my place.
Indeed. We do have the van here. Or truck.
Yeah. Oh, which truck? Which vehicle?
She points to the box truck.
Ah, that one.
Yep.
You don't mind driving, do you?
So long as it's not a manual, I should. Manual, we might have a few issues.
Alright. Bring them on close. I'll go ahead and get everyone loaded up here.
Alright. While you all are doing that, Dorian is out shopping for snacks. Or blood, as we know it as vampires of this community. So, Mr. Resner, how are you going about doing this?
It's kind of a little bit later in the night, right?
A little bit. Some of the clubs and bars are getting on in the hours, and so last call might be coming up here pretty soon.
I'm going to go and try to invite everybody to our house party. And get us a couple of people if I can.
Okay. Based on how many successes above normal, will determine how many you're able to pull away.
Okay.
So, successful would be the ideal. Very successful is even more ideal.
Okay.
The question,
So would you like a
do
hunting
you
roll?
intend to feed yourself tonight? Because that would potentially make it 2 hunting rolls and take longer. Because you have a picky palate.
If I do hunt, I probably wouldn't be going for the thing, and I would probably be spending willpower to keep it down.
Potentially.
Yeah.
There's always
I'm
that
going to
potential.
Yeah, I'm going to hunt for everyone else, and then I'll decide after.
Okay. Then you're looking for as many successes as you can possibly get.
Can I rouse for this?
Of course you can.
Feeding roll. Okay. Oh, nice.
If you're wanting to spend the blood to make the blood.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to attract everything that I can.
Okay. Any powers you're using to compound onto this?
I'm going to try to use all and my good looks if I can.
Awe and good looks would definitely come into play.
Alright.
Because you'll add those dice as your dice pool. Ooh, look at that.
You know what?
That's a roasty toasty number of dice that you have there.
Yeah. And you know what, just to make sure, I will spend a willpower to re-roll 3.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Well, that is indeed a lot. That is indeed a lot. Okay, let me quick second add this up. So that is initially 8. Okay, so that makes it 12 successes.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you crit, I am going to allow you 1 point of blood for yourself. As
Okay.
someone out of this party is going to be someone that you enjoy, but you're being conservative.
Yes.
It also does mean that on a chase 4 that you bring home 8 individuals, which is indeed a substantial party for your after hours party, which is
Mm-hmm.
maybe commendable in some circles, as maybe it's the flashy suit, maybe it's the wink of your eye, maybe it's the swish of your hair in the night breeze that catches the glint of these individuals, all of which are more than happy to follow you home, as you have described your home to be the most immaculate condominium penthouse that has ever existed. And so, when you have gathered up your individuals, takes roughly, it doesn't take you too long, roughly an hour. You've garnered yourself a nice crowd. They all follow you back to your condo, in which you politely let all of these cars in. They all park in front of the building, and Alex, Aaron, Shriek, wherever it is that you were waiting, you see that a whole party is loading into the elevator, and they look like they've been pre-gaming before coming here. So they all look a little tipsy. And Dorian is following right suit.
I imagine they're still outside, off to the side of the building.
What do you do?
Oh. Well, if I'm gonna make a wild suggestion, there's no getting around it. The 1 or 2 people are probably gonna end up losing their lives tonight. We do this at the end of their little shindig when most everyone else is gone and went away, and we handle the rest of the situation here.
Now, could I like pick someone off and have them like, let's go take a walk in the yard, and lead them out to Shriek and keep them occupied and focused on me?
You can. There's also the option that you could have your friends take the service elevator, which leads through the back of the condo.
Oh yeah. Stuff Shriek in the dumbwaiter.
No, it's bigger than a dumbwaiter.
No, I was just making a joke. Sorry. But yeah, I'll kind of like on the way home, I'll text and say, take the service elevator, and I'll give directions to my room.
You're on the top floor. You have the whole top floor to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A service elevator is usually what Reginald takes to get groceries loaded into the kitchen, you would know. So.
Yeah, I'll give them directions to get Shriek into my room and cleaned up as much as he can.
Okay.
Do the best I can, no promises.
Alex is like looking at the message and like Shriek cleaned up?
Drake can clean up pretty well.
Yeah, he basically told you to, like, clean up all the blood, get him in a fresh set of clothes from the closet.
Oh, Shriek gets to go through Resner's closet.
I don't think there would be anything that would fit him. It's like, I'm wearing a tarp. A really well-tailored tarp.
Might be really big, but, ooh, wouldn't it be nice to put on even just a slightly big Armani suit, though?
Take one to go. He won't miss it, man.
Alright, so do you take Dorian's suggestion and take the surface elevator to the back of the condo?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is where I am being carried.
Yep. Dorian's taking the front entrance to the condo building, all the way up to the front entrance of his condo. Which Dorian leads into the massive front living room, where you have multiple couches, several TVs, and even a full bar, which Reginald has kindly taken up position as bartender, while you have maybe one other person who's maybe doing some cleaning around. While they are all occupied, the service elevator takes Shriek, Alex, Julie, and Jordan up through the back, which gives you the kitchen entrance. The kitchen is fairly large. Looks like lots of food has been prepared. That you see, like charcuterie boards and hors d'oeuvres have been made and otherwise served in the front room. You can hear music going. The white marble of the kitchen glistens kind of in pair with the white tile. The stainless steel appliances looking lavish as ever. But the bedroom is just off the kitchen area. You enter into the bedroom to go towards the master bathroom as well to clean up, and this is a full service shower and bath, 2-sink master bathroom with plenty of room for 2 in both the shower and the tub. So, clean yourselves up. Shriek, are you looking for anything specific as far as a new set of clothes?
No, not particularly. They'll be eaten through at this point.
Dorian has a little bit of
God
everything.
forbid if I ever end up in a tie.
Dorian has a little bit of everything, so you have basically your choice of clothing.
I'm going for the t-shirt and pajama pants. What you going for?
Honestly, I think at this point, just given Resner's personal fashion sense, the closest he's going to end up having is jeans that are clearly too big for him, held by a buckle that makes you want to end up taking an air compressor and try and blow them up like hammer pants. And probably a dress shirt that is well tucked in. Arms are folded up, and it's very clear, like the shoulders are apparently halfway down to his elbow. He's trying to roll that up.
You're basically a kid in dad's clothing.
I am a kid in dad's clothing. That is exactly what it is.
Dorian is not exactly a small nor frail individual like Shriek is. Shriek might be 5'10", but he is very lithe. Dorian is, what, 6'2", something more akin to that?
Yeah.
And a little stockier. You know, a little bit of a dad bod going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alex, Shriek comes out, looking like a man swimming in his boyfriend's clothing.
You know what? I'm not even going to comment.
I am.
Smartest thing you've said all night.
Look like you're ready for a dinner date.
He just hunches over and starts walking past. He legitimately does not have the willpower nor the health to even be quippy at this point.
No, he's pretty well spent.
He is Dunbar.
Aaron's such an asshole. He's taking advantage of it.
Dorian's going to lead back the first and kind of carry them in, lay down on the bed, like keeping them very occupied. And he would have roused. Let me rouse to make sure that
Yep, rouse for blush of
have
life
a-
if that is what you are doing.
Yes,
A little
Okay.
hungrier for doing so, though.
that's fine. I'm at a net neutral for the night. Keeping
Which is
them
better
very
than most.
occupied, letting Shriek sneak up behind, and we're going to work on getting everybody fed tonight.
Okay.
Before we get to that point, though, Alex is going to excuse herself from the room.
Alex,
I don't
looks-
need 3 frenzy and kindred. I'm sorry, it's not.
So what would you like Julie and Jordan to do at this moment? Before Dorian comes in with his date. What are you all instructing them to do? Julie otherwise looks like she's fine to mingle. She's got a tank top on, she's wearing jeans. She looks nice comparatively.
Is there another bathroom or bedroom in this area?
But I would have guest rooms.
You would have guest rooms. You would have guest rooms, but you have not informed the rest of the coterie the full layout of your penthouse.
Yeah.
They have seen the kitchen and the bedroom, and that is really all at the moment.
Out and away from the crowd, I imagine Aaron's just gonna begin shuffling through the back hallways and seeing if he can find another bedroom. Without anyone saying anything, he's just doing it.
Okay, so you're just gonna go sneaking around?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna see if I can find some sort of separation, if that's what Alex is proposing.
Alex, were you gonna just kind of walk out and start to mingle in the front room?
She was actually just going to leave the bedroom, kind of wait
Oh.
nearby until after Shriek and Jordan had been fed. Because 2 Frenzy and Kindred, boys might be able to handle it. But if they had a third one on top of it because Alex is at home, it'd
She's
be too
excusing
much.
herself because she doesn't want to be an interruption.
Yeah, that's what's happening. And she does it without a word. She just steps out of the room.
Alright. Well, then, if that's the case, we just let her go then.
And Jordan's gonna join you outside. Or not Jordan, Julie. Because Julie's at Hunger 1. She's fine. So, Dorian brings in the first of the night. Shriek and Jordan and Dorian, if he so desires, have their opportunity to sink their teeth in if they'd like. So, Dorian has wordlessly, since he doesn't want to draw attention to Shriek, possibly made it clear that he is not indulging, that it is Shriek's morsel, should he desire it.
Gonna need some alone time for this. Probably a body bag.
Oh, you're muted.
like I said, I'm keeping their back to you, keeping them very distracted for you to sneak up. And as soon as you are ready, he's going to step away.
It's a very hot
Are
makeout
you
session going on right now.
sure? Are you sure? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not responsible for what happens.
I can afford a new bed and sheets.
Can you afford a stain?
All right.
This is what he planned to do.
I will imbibe.
All right.
Unfortunately, that provokes a frenzy check by default.
Are you at hunger 4 or 5?
I'm at hunger 4,
4?
and I have no willpower.
It is difficulty 3. We'll see what happens.
And I'm at 4 humanity.
Yeah.
There's literally no way for me to do it.
Yep. You had your 1 dice. You had 1 success under 1 dice. And you give in. You are spent. You have very little in the way of your own personal willpower left. The beast, those intrusive thoughts, as you called them earlier, overtake you. You sink your teeth in. And before you know it, you're pulling them away from Dorian, because how dare Dorian distract and keep your meal from you? You take them, and as soon as they're released from Dorian's kiss, your fangs are deep in their throat. Your fingers almost like talons dig into the flesh to grip them tighter and tighter and tighter to you. And you drink heavily and quickly as the vein will pump, as quickly as your throat will guzzle it down. You don't have the willpower to spend to get yourself out of it.
Well, technically I could.
You could, if you want to go for a third aggravated.
Is there any chance of them surviving this? If I were to spend that willpower, is there any chance of that happening?
You have taken 1 so far. The wound is deep. Your fingers have dug into flesh. It's your choice. Do you roll with it?
No, I am now at full aggravated. Plus side, I have 1 hunger, they sated. But I am lapping any wound that I have made with my fangs, because anything else is not something I can cover. But I am vacating the premises immediately.
Dorian, they're coughing heavily. Heavy breathing. They feel you... It sounds like they're having trouble drawing air into their lungs. Shriek, with what blood he has going down the front of his face and down the front of his newer shirt and on his fingertips and in his hands, just bolts out of the room. Alex, that's where you see him bolting out of the room. Drake, I imagine you go for some place where you can't be seen, since you do have control of yourself, and the presence of whatever it is that caused your frenzy is not present at the moment, but you instinctually start licking the blood off of your hands as much as you can get. You're muted.
Alex is just going to open the door that led back to that service elevator
Mm-hmm.
for Shriek as soon as she sees him bolt out of that room.
You are.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to just say that Shriek is hidden in the service elevator room, and can choose to go where he please. Dorian?
Can I make some kind of a check to see if I can figure out how to help her
Medicine.
or him?
That'll be a wits medicine.
Okay, so straight wits.
While that's happening, Alex is be like, Julie, I'm assuming Julie's still with her.
Julie has joined you. Jordan was in the other room.
Yep. So she's gonna gesture for, she's gonna point at the room and say, "You've got medical training. Go and check."
Julie jumps into the room, and Dorian, she does get there in time for you to add a +1. So if you want to roll a third dice. Or a fourth dice, I guess. Okay, so that's 3 successes. You would need to call 911 now to save this person.
Hmm.
Because
Aaron
if
takes out-
they can't draw enough air into their lungs, they're going to suffocate.
What did Aaron
Just-
say?
Hospital or no hospital, Mr. Resner. The choice now.
The nearest hospital is Keller's hospital, too.
Aaron pulls out his knife.
Hmm. I'm going to look over at Jordan. Is that the one that is skeleton?
Mm-hmm. She's kind of hiding in the corner. On her,
Aaron
it
is-
seems to be on her last thread of holding back.
Aaron is following Mr. Resner's eyes. Looks back at him.
I'm going to pick her up and move her into the bathroom. Or him. And say, Jordan, are you hungry?
Yes.
Follow me. And I'll take this.
Okay.
And I'll lead them into the bathroom where we can spray down and hide the body, because I don't think this one's going to make it, and the nearest hospital being Keller, I don't want to give him any ammo.
Okay. Jordan, without hesitation, follows you into the bathroom, jumps into the shower with this individual that is breathing very heavily, and without any second thought, goes right in for a bite, and just same as Shriek.
I'm gonna wait for her to take. Oh, wait, no, he's already on his way out, isn't he?
Yeah.
Finish the job. Came to feed.
Okay. Jordan will take the last drop if no one stops her.
I will not.
All right.
Aaron leaves the room. You hear a pretty sharp slam behind. He
I'm gonna look
returns.
over it. Oh, sorry.
He's gonna return to Alex. Here go, Mr. Esner. Go ahead and say what you're gonna.
Want to look at Jordan and say, alright, clean yourself up and stay here.
She looks like she is basking in a moment of ecstasy. One of few she maybe experiences at this moment.
And Dorian's going to walk over to the sink and wash his hands and just look at himself in the mirror.
You've assisted in this, Mr. Resner. That means you're going to take 2 stains on your own soul.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shriek, you're in the service elevator. A little messy on the front of yourself. And this shirt was a Polo Ralph Lauren, too.
How can I even respect it if I can't even pronounce it? All right, calm down at least a little bit. Still got a lot of feeding to do. I don't know. I'm just...
You get away from yourself so easily these nights.
I am just...
So easily it gets away with you.
I'm trying to figure this out. I just end up lampooning the sisters about this shit. I'm trying my best to end up not proving to end up being a hypocrite.
We're on
I know that's difficult, but...
last legs.
I get that, but I need to end up making sure that this ends up working out. I can't end up having all this time dedicated to me just sitting there in the shadows waiting for things to happen. I can't just let all this end up falling apart again.
Should have just sucked him dry and called it good.
Tempted. Very tempted. And do that. Better be somebody who has it coming.
Need repairs.
Yeah, we do. Repairs, we need time, we need blood, we need resources, we need to end up not worrying about the court coming in on us, we need to end up worrying about handling the situation with the twins. I have to end up handling the situation with the Thin Bloods.
Who the fuck cares about all of them?
I do, because I know you don't, but because you don't, guess what? What's going to end up happening to us is the same thing that's going to end up happening to Jordan if we don't end up getting that particular point in check.
We're dead.
They're dead. We're dead. We're all fucking dead. That is not new. What is new is trying to end up figuring out on how we're going to end up keeping all these plates going. Everybody wants to help. I wish I knew on how to end up helping. You know, this whole working with a group thing has never been my thing.
Then why
okay?
work with a
I work
group?
with a partner. Okay, so I'm behind the camera, somebody's in front of the camera. It has always ended up working that way. You know, I end up doing small little jobs and back and forth, and I end up working really well in that engagement. Haven't ended up working with that. No, there is a reason that I didn't work with the studio. Why it is I ended up staying as her cameraman for that long. And darling, I'm just not gonna end up putting up with it. I end up enjoying being in the spotlight, I assure you, when it makes me look good. And honey, I always end up making the spotlight look fabulous. But that's not right now.
Oh,
okay? I'm in a shirt that I can't pronounce. I'm in a pants that at this point need to be hemmed by a quarter mile, and I'm currently drenched in a woman's or in a man's juices, and not in the fun way.
Oh, but it would have been so good to take the whole thing. That way we could do the repairs and get back to normal.
What is normal at this point? I don't think I've known normal since I ended up losing the Primogen title in Arlington. I don't think I know normal.
That's not important. What is important is still an empty belly. Kind of arguing with yourself back and forth, whether it's to yourself or out loud.
It's to myself.
Yeah.
I don't need people thinking I'm Malkavian now. Yeah.
I'm going to step out and find Aaron and Alex.
We've kind of been roaming in the sort of kitchen area. You're muted.
You're muted.
Strangely, staff haven't come back here.
Alex is just standing against a wall, kind of waiting, eyes closed, just focusing on her own sense of will at this point.
Well, what's done is done. Tonight is my fault. If you need to, Alex, use my room. Have Aaron stop you to make sure you don't do something you don't want. I'm going to go find Shriek and make sure he's okay.
You know, as much as I appreciate the party scene, I think I would rather not risk harming somebody this. So if you don't mind, I am going to go and handle it.
Whatever you need. And he'll,
Please, keep an eye on Jordan. We do not... She's sliding down the ladder so fast she's going to get splinters. If she hits the bottom, there will be no coming back. If she hits the bottom, there'll be no choice. And I feel like I need to express that to you both. I'm not sure anyone, besides maybe Shriek, understands exactly what that means.
No, I do. You forget. I was in the purchase. I saw what happened there. I won't comment on what my mind thinks needs to be done, but Mr. Resner, I kindly request, next time we got an execution, we expect one, let me handle it. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's what I always have done.
With all due respect, we don't want anyone having to... So let's just avoid that entirely, please.
A little bit late.
Well, from this point forward, you know what, I'm just going to... Excuse me, please. And she's gonna head for the service elevator.
I would follow.
And just as you're spinning around, you run right into what looks like a drunk party guest. Oh, sorry. I was looking for the bathroom.
Here, darling, let me
Bathroom.
show you. And I'll lead her to the bathroom.
Before that happens, though,
How long has this party guest been standing there? Can I get a...
What's inside?
Because, oh my god, that's the last thing we fucking need.
I was already going to do something, so.
I've got no idea. Alex has had enough.
Do you want to succeed at a cost?
No. I will willpower it though.
Okay. You can hope for 2.
Yeah, I can hope.
You can hope.
Hey, I got 1.
2 successes. She was coming into the room just as you bumped into her. Into this sort of kitchen archway that kind of connects to the rest of the dining room and then into the front room. She wandered pretty far from the party, though.
Alex is gonna give her a smile and cast a glance at Dorian. It's that kind of glance that says, uh-oh.
Dorian's just going to wink at you and put his arm around her and lead her to the bathroom.
To one of the guest bathrooms or to the...
To the guest
master
bathroom.
Okay. To the guest bathroom. Okay.
And Dorian, when he helps her in, is going to just look her in the eyes. Like, probably like grip her by the chin like he's hitting on her.
Like
and
he's
just
gonna
say,
kiss her.
Forget.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's going to use Cloud Memory.
Cloud Memory.
I guess I'm finding Shriek.
Yep. Dorian's occupied himself with another lover, it seems. And so
Alex
Aaron...
is just going straight to the service elevator.
So is Aaron, looks like. So, both of you...
Hope you don't mind. Oh, wait, you know what? The twins weren't handled. They were just kind of left alone. Never mind, Aaron's headed there.
Okay, you're headed back to the master bedroom. Because that's where Jordan is, in the bathroom. Julie's just kind of standing around idly a little bit. She was going to mingle, but then it was decided for her not to.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure I get everything set up so that we can do quick and easy disposal. So go grab a couple of cleaning supplies from the kitchen, a little bit of a bleach and bucket, sponge, and big old plastic bag. We'll make do.
Okay. Alex, you wander over to the service elevator in the back of the kitchen. Shriek is there.
Kind of looks him over.
Bloody as all hell on the front.
Any better? She's actually avoiding looking at him at this point. Trying not to do anything that
Smell
would
of
set
that
herself
blood.
off.
Even though it kind of looks like he's wringed it out most of the way himself, it does still have
Oh, he's
the
probably
smell.
been chewing on that shirt the entire time.
Oh yeah,
Like somebody chews on
just kind of,
gum at this point.
just kind of trying to suck whatever liquid is in it. Kind of been gnawing at that shirt this entire time. Kind of licked his fingers clean, probably raw. And that's the state you see him in, and so it is very hard to look away.
Feeling any better?
Have some control. So that's a start. Have
Better than none.
almost killed somebody tonight again. After I was done lampooning the twins over this shit. Thankfully didn't. Hopefully Mr. Resner's people have that covered, because, darling, I am not putting up with this. No. I need a moment. I need to recover. I need to
Need blood.
pull myself together. I need to end up figuring out what the next move is. I don't like only being 3 steps ahead.
For now, perhaps try to take advantage of the party that to resonate.
The smell of that iron in the air, Alex, is really hard to resist.
If you can take advantage of it, at least you can get back to a stable way. I am going to sort myself out. And then likely... Sorry, it's very hard to concentrate.
Would I be able... I'm gonna... I know this is a stupid thing, but I want to try and wits insight, and I am at a -2 penalty.
It's not a terribly difficult roll. You know what you're looking for.
Pretty obvious.
Nope, completely oblivious.
You're caught up in your own mind about your own hunger right now.
Derek dice strikes again. Alright. No.
Might not be paying Alex any attention, but you're certainly aware of your own hunger.
I'm going to... He pulls off the bloody shirt and wipes himself down enough. I'm going to go raid the wardrobe again, and I am going to try to do this. I can't. I'm just going to...
More. You both are having the same thoughts. Need more blood, need more time, need more this, need more that. All of it stemming back to the fact that your bellies are empty.
I'm trying to end up keeping in control. I am angry. I am hungry. I am trying to keep it together, Alex, and I don't even know what to start thinking about the twin situation.
One thing at a time. That's all we can do is one thing at a time.
Did everybody start hearing a kind of buzzing? There we go.
Yeah, it sounds like a cricket or something.
Kinda.
I didn't, so it might have been me. I'm sorry.
I'm hearing something.
Yeah, there's something.
Okay, so that isn't just me. I thought my headset was on.
Let me
No, I think.
Let me try mute and then try again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it goes away when you mute. Yep.
Might
There's-
be my headset playing up.
Something's going wrong. Well, with that being said, I think it is also a fantastic time for us to take a break so that we can have our delightful little kindred here collect themselves for what they may do next as far as their hunger and possibly the hunger of the rest of their domain. So don't go anywhere, anybody. Welcome back, everyone, to Blood and Iron, Dead Man's Hand. Where we had left off, Alex had removed herself from this scene. The scene being the four kindred had found themselves at Dorian Resner's penthouse apartment at the top floor of a condo complex. The top floor being probably only about 10 stories high, but who's counting? The way in which our kindred have been exiting and entering this whole time was through the service elevator in the back of the kitchen in the back side of this condo. Shriek has had a sip from an individual at this house party. Dorian, having put on the charm earlier the night, brought home several individuals for the coterie to feast upon in delight. One of which has already met their end. So, that leaves our three gentlemen and the twins to decide what to do next. Jordan is in the bathroom. The master bathroom with the shower going. Jordan, or Julie rather, has been more or less looking for guidance as to what to do next. Aaron has been making himself useful in attempting to keep things from escalating. And Dorian is playing the ever-flirty house guest. Having just come out of the guest bathroom, having wiped away any memory of running into Alex from a party guest who had wandered a little too far into the dining room and into the kitchen. He has since escorted said individual back to the party, where he can still put on the charms. But that does leave Shriek and Aaron more or less to decide what to do next with themselves. So, what do you do?
Well, indeed. Just trying to figure out what it is I can do that to keep things under wraps. I decided to divest myself away from the situation after cleaning up in the bedroom a bit. And, well, actually, that's actually where I left off. I was in the room with Jordan and Julie trying to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But after having done so...
Truth be told, I don't know how else I can help. Situation other than keeping people from killing others, I guess. It didn't really quite work out. The truth is, when my mind's setting, this either gets resolved tonight with a couple bodies, or it doesn't. We're gonna have to stake up a kindred for a couple nights. Maybe longer. I'm starting to think that might have to be the approach. Because if it ain't that, we're gonna be having folks on our doorstep. Human or scourge, frankly. As much as I'd like to go toe to toe with that little, I'd rather not. Quite sure she could still punch a hole through me. So, I'm gonna raise a thought. I guess I'm gonna bring it up to Mr. Shriek and bring it up to Mr. Resner. Miss Alexandra has gone off and done whatever it is that she plans to do. What a damn mess.
Drake? What do you do next?
Well, at this point, I'm just changing shirts. Thankfully, he's got 100 of these things. I swear to God, it's like he's got some kind of manufacturer. Maybe he's got a textile plant or something. I don't know. But there's just throw it in a waste bin. Let him deal with it. And as I end up grabbing a new shirt, I end up making a call. Telling Madame to grab the car and to get ready to pick me up, as I got nothing at this point. Walking towards trying to end up seeing if I can locate the twins while I wait for my ride.
They're both in the bathroom. Julie and Jordan having cleaned up a bit, and Aaron looks like he's cleaning up the body that was left behind.
Ah, fuck. He just kind of looks over it for a second.
Pretty girl.
Maze! Can I have you for a minute? Just a minute, won't take long. Ladies, I'll be with you in a sec.
Yeah.
He's kind of using the wall to brace himself to keep him standing.
Aaron puts a sponge back in the bucket. Gets up and brushes off before he heads on over.
Okay. What happened?
But, individual. Peers back at the body. Now, she didn't look like she was going to make it with that hospital trip. So, rather than putting any sort of spotlight on us, Mr. Resner made use of it.
You know, I'd hit something right now if I had the energy for it.
Would you want me to?
No. Be a futile effort and a tantrum. Seems that those two are enjoying themselves. I'm gonna head out. I can't be in here much longer, and I would hate for Dorian to have to fumigate the entire place.
He looks over. You see that his eyes keep flicking back to Julie and Jordan. I'm not sure if you'd be able to read his face, but it's definitely something that's on his mind at this point. Then again, he might be so exhausted, he might be easy to read. Not really keeping his guard up as usual.
Hmm.
Could I ask you to stop by church sometime?
And if you... Well, Billy Bob Mays, if you wanted to end up taking me out, now would be your time. So it's just, not wait for a church.
Alright. Where to? If you have somewhere to be, I'll take you.
Nah, I gotta ride. I'm just... Ladies, would you like a ride home?
Yes, you hear Julie say. And Jordan say directly after.
Alright. He takes off his shirt and starts grabbing a sponge. And when he does so, he looks back to Aaron. And then it's like he doesn't know what to say. Aaron, you can see it, the fatigue, him barely holding himself together a little more than a shirt wrapped around his waist offered by one of the twins, being the only thing holding his guts in. I mean, you can look at it, every wound, even with some healing, it's clear that there's bones that are out of alignment, tendons and muscle that is snapped clean off the bone. Medically speaking, there is no reason for his body to be able to move the way it does. Because there shouldn't be tendons to pull. There shouldn't be... Nothing should be working. Yeah, it does. Such as the undead condition, I suppose. But it's very clear, now seeing him without that shirt on, that there's nothing left. Just the husk that is just operating. Trying to just do a little bit more. Even when he wipes things down, he's doing it like as if this is the last thing he'll ever do.
Mr. Shriek, Mr. Resner. Miss Alexandra as well, I'd very much like to have a conversation with all three of you, given the opportunity. Sooner than later. Church.
Right
tonight.
Here. Oh, serious. Sorry. Go ahead.
Church tonight.
Very well.
All right. See you soon, Mr. Shriek. Mr. Resner, I will help you get all of this settled up here. You got a
am I
saw?
actually there?
Yeah, it's about that time, Dorian, that you've come back to the to the master bedroom.
Oh, perfect.
How are you two doing?
Great. That'd be better if you had a saw.
There's some tools around here somewhere.
Yeah, we
Reginald
probably
keeps them.
have something. Yeah, we probably have something around. And I'll look over and I'm going to look at Shriek and say, how are you doing?
He just continues scrubbing, focusing on the action. Though, as I've said, you guys can clearly see the condition of his body at this point. And it seems his mind hasn't gone far away from it. Which might end up leading you to question the condition of his soul as well.
Do I need to make another trip or is everybody good?
Shrink, you really want to eat. You really want to heal. You can't go on like this.
Can't I?
The instinctual urge to survive.
Can I make an insight check to Shriek?
It'll be a wits and insight. Shriek, you'd be at a penalty, but if you're trying to hide it, it would be a manipulation subterfuge.
Okay. That'll be 2 dice total at that point.
Okay.
At -2. 1 success.
Okay.
Would sense motives kick in?
If you're trying to determine his motive, if you're trying to determine his mental state, that's different.
I'll just go for his mental state.
Okay.
I can't willpower, so you beat. He's broken. He's just scrubbing because it needs to be done, but he's doing it in such a way that it's less like he's a maid and more like a prisoner on death row. Like, it's coming, and it's coming right now. And from the fact that he has a hard time looking at anybody in the room right now, it might be a safe assumption to presume that somebody in this room is going to kill him, probably in the next 24 hours.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kneel down in front of Shriek.
The blood shouldn't be on their knee. Looks tacky.
I can see how much you're suffering, Shriek. Let me help. Tonight is on me. If you don't think it's altruistic, if you don't think that
I'm already cleaning up the remains of the one that was you.
Yeah. Like I said, tonight's on me. But you need this. If you don't, you're not going to survive. You've been burning it at both ends. There's not much left in the middle.
I understand you're gonna lose a mouthpiece over it, but quit your crying.
Even if I said it again, nobody really gets it. Nobody really gets it. And that's fine. That's fine. The guy who knows too much. Besides, everybody's got a plan, right? Everybody's got a plan. Everybody's got that nice little want, that thing that they can't do without.
What do you want, Shriek? Do you want to survive tonight?
Yes.
You can't keep going like this.
Why not? He brings out the sponge. Try and put it in. Well, what I can only imagine now is a red slosh that reeks of bleach. Brings it out and continues. You know, maybe I'm maybe I'm getting too soft. Maybe I should just do what comes natural. Take a lesson out of her book. Why not? Oh, wait. Is you guys think you're the ones who are gonna end up what? Trying to drag my spirit out of hell and bring it on back? You think that what, a little bit of blood and rest in a hammock under the full moon gonna make everything all better? I tried working the angles. But I am not a team player, Mr. Resner. I don't operate well in a freaking office building, even if I was offered the corner office. I don't hunt with my own crew, trying to end up making sure that what needs to be dead is dead. I don't operate well when somebody's depending on me, but I do it anyway. Is heaven knows that Teller ain't gonna do it. He'll feed you some bullshit and send you right down the pipe. I'm the only one who seems to end up being aware that we are sitting in a pool of kerosene, and for some reason everybody suddenly got this urge to suddenly juggle with torches. And all I do is put out fires. That's all I do. And I'm starting to question for what. Is we got one who's trying to fast track all the way to hell. We got another one who's chained at the hip, gonna end up falling right along with him at the second that happens, because nobody wants to actually listen.
A problem that could have at least been solved with a fucking phone call.
I said I'm
Or how
sorry,
about,
Shrink.
or how about when somebody asks me for a little bit of info, that info is actually put to use. I have done everything, and I haven't dropped the ball once. I haven't dropped the ball fucking once. And then we lost Anna. Kane's on. Maytag is off doing God knows what under the homicidal dictates of a goddamn child elder thing. Who only reason she ends up letting me do anything is because the results might entertain her, and it stays within the purview of our 6 little traditions. I end up trying to end up solving problems, but nobody will end up telling me anything. And when I do solve problems, it ends up turning into, okay, thanks. And for all the favors I accumulate, he looks specifically at Jordan, all the little bits of somebody's going to owe me. You notice that I don't end up lording it over people. You notice I don't end up demanding it. People. There's a dozen people I can end up calling on a moment's notice to end up getting something done, but I don't. Because I try not to end up abusing that, because I'm the only one who seems to see Arlington for what it is. It's a very precarious situation where if you push somebody a little too far, if you push them a little hit too much, if you don't end up making sure that they're not sated, something bad's gonna happen that's gonna end up in the fucking tub while somebody else is looking for a goddamn hacksaw and another person is scrubbing everything with a fucking sponge of bleach. He throws it at the wall very limp-wristedly. And then, I'm having to end up dealing with not only the Scourge potentially wanting me dead, not only Teller currently pissed that I have keep subverting his own authority because I'm a lot better at this game than him. But every time I try and end up trying to hold this domain together, more than just putting money in and hoping a party ends up coming about, actually thinking about every single set of bangs in this goddamn location, and I try and end up doing it right. I get wrecked a little bit more, and I try to do it without complaint. I try and play the good little Nosferatu. Okay? I try and end up playing it up, but the reality is that's the real fucking curse. Just me being around makes everything fall to shit. And maggots and termites get in the woodwork. Bodies start to end up getting devoured by God knows what. The raccoons decide to end up popping out to feed on everything that seems to be following me like a bad goddamn haircut. And right now, I have my own insides out, which I'm willing to give just to make sure somebody doesn't go hungry. And of hope that somebody may be able to save some shred of what's left of their fucking soul because it keeps her sister happy, and hopefully your sister will be able to figure out some way for the other one to end up holding up humanity. Meanwhile, trying to come through for everybody with a small fucking problem, trying to ease it over because I don't want this fucking domain to explode. Because that's what we're dealing with. We are sitting on top of a keg, and everybody, and I mean everybody, is for some reason looking to light that fuse and then say, no, it wasn't me. And I'm jumping on thing after thing after thing. Because every time somebody says they want to help, they don't know what they're actually helping. He is interrupted at that point, I imagine, by vibration of his phone. That's my ride. That's my ride. Ladies, want a ride home? I'll gladly end up offering it to you. Might as well end up doing that. Who knows? Maybe somebody will eat me by the time this night's done. I will see you at the church, Aaron. Dorian, lovely party. Thank you very much for the hosted. I wish I could enjoy one of these things when I wasn't thinking about killing somebody every 2 goddamn seconds. I wish I could enjoy these festivities and actually, not have to think about the fact that the building might crumble on top of my head just because I've been here 5 minutes too long. I feel like Cinderella about to end up having my carriage turned back into a fucking pumpkin, a rotted fucking mess that I'm gonna be caught in the middle of. So, I'll see you tonight. I will see you tonight, alright? With that, he starts making his way out of the room. Well, not even checking if Jordan and Julie are behind him.
And they are.
I imagine at this point the lights start to flicker and buzz out, also interrupting the party.
Dorian, you hear from the other room. Guests and Reginald start to wonder, what in the world just happened?
Oh.
I'll go send everybody home.
Yeah. You might want to get a flashlight while you're at it.
And Dorian will go about breaking up the party since Shriek is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the main reason he got everybody back here, was to make sure to feed him. And send everybody, including the staff, home.
Staff homes are one of the couple of the condos underneath yours, so they're not too far away.
But I'll just say that they're all for the rest of the night. Thank you for the, thank them for dealing with the impromptu party, and sorry for the short notice. Take the rest of the night off paid for, the trouble. Being a good host.
After all, why do tonight what you can leave for tomorrow? Shriek, you make it to the service elevator. Jordan and Julie are with you. Julie looks like she's worried about you. And Jordan, though, just stares somewhat absently. You reach the bottom of the elevator, and Madame is there with the car.
I get in the back seat, along with calling the twins in as well.
And they join you.
I give Madame directions to drop them off at home.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do I have to worry about any feeding incidences in the next 24 hours?
Not from me.
Which one said that? Jordan?
Jordan.
Said that?
Yeah, and Julie. Yeah, because Julie's fine too. I thought you were talking about Madame.
No, I was talking to the twins. I'll deal with Madame later on. He just kind of slumps backwards, his head resting, looking up through the back window, looking up as the streetlights go overhead, passing him in a hypnotic pattern, I imagine, once the car gets up to speed. I don't think he says anything. What's there to say? What?
Darling, you look more tired than normal.
It has been a very, very long evening. It's not even half over.
Need something?
No, not at this point.
Yes, you do.
He tilts his head on. I don't think what I want can be found in this car or by anybody in this car or at this current moment.
Try me. Your wants are kind of what I'm bound to do at this point.
See? I'm going to swing by in the near future. We're going to have a long reorganization. Because no one can keep going like what has been going on this past week. We're going to figure this out. And when we do, we're going to play it smart.
I like smart.
You're not going to like smart in a minute. But for now, I am not interested in breaking up this little set you two have. He looks to Jordan. Don't change that.
I was still thinking you were talking to Madame.
Oh, he's kind of talking to the air at this point, to be honest.
Because Madame's been answering you, not them. They've already been dropped
Oh,
off.
I know. Oh, they were dropped off. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I missed that part. No, he looks to Madame then. No, there's nothing you can do. We'll have to stop by the near church. Winters is calling a meeting.
Winters.
Yeah.
Aaron Winters.
Aaron And Winters, the new coterie mate we have now just pulled in. Just came back from Dorian Resner's place, and I
Exhausted?
am hungry. I am exhausted. My patience has been worn down very goddamn thin. And I am having a hard time thinking about anything other than maybe I should just burn them all. And I am trying so hard to just maintain this domain. Because honestly, Dr. Keller's not that good at it. And this domain is not functioning. And that is the point. They're ready to blow it all up. Keller's letting everything go, and I think when that happens, we're going to get a nice localized purging. And that's going to help the prince out a lot in certain aspects. Shriek thinks back to that little feeding situation that the prince has, having kidnapped and incarcerated many kindred to slake his thirst. And he goes back to looking at Madame in the rearview mirror. And if that's not bad enough, I'm not sure if he's intent on removing Keller, because it feels like maybe, just maybe, the scourge might be his goddamn leash. Keller has ties to the circulatory system, responsible for gaining a whole bunch of blood from a lot of needy kindred who are very affluent.
Has a childer, if I recall.
Sorry, what was that?
He has a childer, if I recall.
He does. And one I am not in good standing with last time I checked.
When was the last time you talked to her?
Can't even remember, to be honest with you. I haven't even been able to end up keeping tabs on some of my more notorious adversaries. And so focused on Keller, I lost sight of everything else. And if I stop paying attention to Keller, he's going to end up taking my head off, because I keep making him look like he's in a bad light, because he realizes he's not in full control. And the worst part is I'm not the only one who's seen that. I'm just the only one who does anything with it. Showing that his power is really limited in this domain. And what he does have, he likes to flex and push, but not really do anything with. He's the worst of Primogen, fucking useless. I can deal with evil. Evil I can deal with. Incompetence is another. Take away the doctor title, and what do we have? Somebody who should be here, whose only praises should be sung to the theme of the Addams family.
A laughingstock.
Laughingstock got a little bit of power, and look what he's doing with it. Hell, even Resner's done more with this domain. The twins have done more with this domain than he has. He used to use this place like his own personal latrine. And now, he's in charge of it. And he's still taking a fucking dump in my sandbox.
Terrible situation, that.
I'm going to end up seeing what Winters wants. Then I need to figure out the feeding, and then I need to figure out how to end up resting. How to...
You don't need to worry your little head. You've got me after all. And I'm the best
also
damn
said
ghoul
I-
there ever was.
Might be. But I said I wouldn't abuse that. And it's really tempting.
It's what I do, Shrink. Tell me your deepest secrets, your deepest desires, and I will absolutely see them fulfilled. You've already gave me clues.
I need people to stop dying.
Then it'll be done.
He just slumps back. Just looking up. Like he's trying to be lost in street lights going overhead and that rhythmic way they do as you pass under them. Sometimes playing a little guessing game with himself on can he identify the street by looking up. Because he doesn't want to face what he's got under his thumb. A pact made with VtM binds her to him. It says a lot about a person and what they're willing to do when you have absolute power over another creature's soul. How you use it. Maybe that's what judgment really is. Still. Better than Keller.
Alex. You, my good friend, have been out on a hunt. So, if you would do me the favor of rolling your hunting roll.
I would like to my contact, if at all possible, that.
You want to use your contact for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does your contact do?
It's a black market contact that I've got specifically to help me out with my feeding. Getting bag blood.
Okay. Then you may roll your feeding roll and add your contact as bonus dice.
Cool. +1 modifier. Well, it could be worse.
But not quite enough.
Lovely.
Do you have willpower to spend? You could try for that one. Or you could succeed at a cost.
I'm just gonna re-roll the missing one.
Okay. Oh,
Ah! Thank God.
in the nick of time. In the nick of time, your contact comes through. It takes them a while. It's longer than usual. It's something happened. Something interfered with them getting things done properly, but you've got the contacts, you've got the funds. It is, you finally get what you're looking for. It will slake one.
The 9. We'll have to try again at another point.
But as
She
you're
thanks him.
as you're ripping open the blood bag, as soon as you're away from prying eyes and have found yourself down a dark alleyway, you tear into it and drink down the contents. It's cold, it's stale, it's got preservatives laced in it throughout the entire thing. It is the most disgusting thing you have ever tasted in your entire existence. And yet you perpetually make yourself suffer this way. All in the name of not harming someone. But I don't think that's what's happened with the person you find yourself in the alley with. Because, see, what you find yourself face to face with is a couple of mangled corpses and a hunched Nosferatu in the shadows. And I think that's where we're going to leave things for tonight.
Ah, that's the succeeded at a cost. Intriguing.
Oh boy.
Intriguing, Fernando. I didn't know you swung that way.
Well, we'll have to find out more about what's going on here next time. But I hope that you all have enjoyed the story so far.
Yes. That was a rough session.
Yeah,
Wow.
a bit tough. Yes.
I'm looking at who that was in the alleyway with them, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a really, really pissed off La Sombra.
Ha.
Oh no.
All right, so Erin is going to be bodyguard for Shriek for the next 3 weeks.
Oh no, Shriek's not gonna be the one that's in trouble, I don't think. Oh my god.
Well,
holy shit, that whole session.
yeah, it's a bit of a toughie, but you know, we power through. So, with that being said, we do have some stains to resolve. So we had, I believe it was 2 on Aaron, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, was there on Aaron? I thought it was on me.
Oh,
It's 2 on both of us, I would think, because we were both there and just kind of overseeing that.
Shriek purposefully willpowered his way out of there and noped out, so he doesn't have to take a stain. Alex didn't participate, so
Aaron was there and ready to execute whatever order that Resner expressed. So
you didn't actively kill someone, so you only get 1 stain for being part of the scene. But
Cool.
Dorian purposefully put this person in danger of being dead by either Shriek or by Jordan's hand, and ultimately by Jordan. And she's taking 2 stains too. So
Do I absolve my stain with my conviction? Don't stop until the job is done.
the job this time being
Make sure people feed.
the job went undone.
The job went
Shriek
undone.
did not finish feeding.
All right. So yeah, I will continue to take the stain. Cool.
Okay. Then we
I
have.
don't know if either of mine do.
Present your case. It's not on me to present your case.
Without a cause, you are nothing. His cause in this is the coterie and supporting them. He thought this was a necessary evil to try to keep Shriek from unraveling.
But how would that be a cause? Like a cause is something.
The cause is keeping the domain going. And right now, they're the only thing standing in between it and oblivion.
Then I need you to define that as your cause. And that is the only cause by which it applies. So,
yeah, because he's like okay, that his cause would probably be if it's only a certain thing. What would it be? It would probably be like his tenant, or like what is it?
a cause
Chronicle
is
tenants?
a cause is usually something that you're in some form or fashion actively promoting as far as your beliefs. So in cases of things like activism, that would be a way to promote a cause. So
Oh, because like the most important thing to him is rebuilding the name and his lineage and
rebuilding his
surpassing
lineage. Okay. So upholding his lineage would be more something he could
Well-
actively work towards as a sort of cause.
Yeah. So like I don't know. That's the best thing I can do.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's going to apply 100% because helping everyone feed is not necessarily a cause. That's an action. So,
Yeah.
well, Aaron, you don't suffer any humanity loss. Yay!
Feels bad.
Feels bad.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man.
That's why Aaron is calling the team meeting. He's just like, this can't go on for anyone in the whole domain, and this isn't like a domain-wide issue. We're not. We gotta. I'm gonna come up with a contingency plan, and it's gonna be fucking wild. But you know what? It's better than nothing.
Dorian. Oop. Nope. That is a humanity roll, not a remorse.
Oh. What? No,
I
it
hit
was
the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dorian did the wrong thing.
No, I hit the wrong thing.
Okay.
I was like wondering why it was asking me for that.
Yeah,
Remorse
so
dice 1.
remorse. Yep. You
Nope.
suffer humanity drop. You were justified. Somehow in
Yeah, I
your
was hoping to get one more scene with Aaron before we ended, but
It's gonna be the same night next session. I'm pretty sure, right?
yeah,
yeah.
Like the last hour
like
of it
that
or something.
that last little bit, because we're gonna jump to, we're gonna resolve what's going on in front of Alex, and then we're gonna jump to the church next time.
Alex doesn't even know that she's wanted at the church right now.
Yeah,
Nobody
no.
has told her.
Well, Aaron would have communicated. Please text her.
Oh yeah,
Like,
everybody's
as
been
he's
texted.
helping to clean.
Yeah, everybody's been texted. Everybody's informed.
Poor Aaron just can't. No phone.
Jordan, thankfully, does not suffer any humanity loss.
Thank
And-
fuck for that.
Shriek, you got the audience favorite when it comes to experience points today. Speaking of which, thank you guys so much for voting in the poll. Now we get to move on to the experience that I dole out, which is 1 for every player showing up, which is all 4 of my cast members. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
And then we have some bonus experience. Much like Derek does in his VTM games, we do roleplay prompts. So we have the person who moved the plot the furthest, the person who who had the best scene, and who had the best line, whether it be poignant, funny, witty, or derogatory. Any which way we like. So, plot mover.
Can I vote the twins?
They're NPCs, honey, no.
We gotta end up voting Resner.
Resner, yeah.
Set up the party.
Yep.
He did.
The
Set up
party.
the whole
Set-
circumstance.
Yep.
Set up the party and made the decisions.
Yes. Dorian put his foot down about some things. He do that sometimes.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Doesn't like to,
He
but he
tries.
does that.
He tries to not let that side come out because he's like, he wants to run shit. He likes to run shit, but he doesn't. You know.
But if nobody else will, the Ventru will.
Yeah.
And Shriek is in no condition really to lead at the moment, which is usually where his spot is, so somebody's got to step in and prop him up and say, I got you, bro.
What he was trying to do, but
Got you, bro.
he's just like, he looking around and everybody's hungry. Everybody's like, people are hurt. He's like, all right, if no one else is going to deal with this shit, it's on me. And he took everything on to himself, but it didn't end up even working. So he's
beating himself up a
frustrated.
little bit about it, but he's justified in the death tonight. So perhaps it was a good step forward. So, our best scene.
I want to say Shriek's freak out in the bathroom.
Cat butt.
yeah.
Shrieks freak out in the bathroom.
Shriek's breakdown in the bedroom as we're cleaning things up.
Yeah, the whole thing.
They love you, Shriek. We love you, Shriek. I love Shriek. I just want to hug him. I just want to hug him so bad.
I feel like hugging him right now would just be like crunchy
Yeah, that would be bad.
in all the wrong ways.
He is a little bit wibbly wobbly when it comes to his ability to move.
Derek will probably be the only person that knows what it is, but it would be like a rattle bag for hunting.
Yeah. No, that would be fair.
Rattlebag.
Just crunchy and squishy in all the wrong ways.
And in all the wrong places, too. Well, that's a vote for Shriek.
Well, there's nothing I can say on that one then.
Is everybody
Unanimous.
deciding on Shriek?
Unanimous.
Good.
Unanimous.
I guess. All right. Well,
We love you, Shriek.
Shut up and take your experience.
okay, I'll go up and take my experience.
Best line.
Where's my staple up?
Fuck.
I just
'Cause
watched as everybody started breaking down.
I only just saw the GIF that y'all posted in the chat about it, and I was like,
Wait, did we just reveal that Coffee has no experience with Office Space?
I have
Oh.
maybe seen bits and pieces of the movie while at work with no volume and no subtitles.
Excuse me, I
Oh.
believe you have my stapler.
Yeah,
Even if I don't even think it was even allowed at work, so I don't know.
I'm just gonna.
We're
Bits and
I don't
pieces.
know
that
why.
one.
I
but
recognize
for some odd reason,
that
the Song of
character.
Steel comes into mind.
Yeah, I recognize that character, but I do not recognize. I know nothing else about the movie.
If I don't get my paycheck, I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Little reveal coffee. I don't know either. I've got no idea.
Well, we're mad. We're
I just
going
thought
to
the
resolve that.
line was hilarious.
High five.
Yeah.
Rosewolf wants a hug Shriek too. Cat wants noms.
Oh, coffee, a rattle bag. You ever seen hunting where they rattle two antlers together to call in bucks? Like for
No, I don't
deer
watch
hunting?
enough movies about any of that.
Well, okay, so you can use deer antlers to act like two males are fighting and call in more because they all want to get
They all
some
want to see. They want to
booty.
get in on that action. Yep.
Yeah, well, there's actually a bag full of like it's a simulated. It's called a rattle bag.
Mm-mm.
It's basically like a bag full of bones that you can like squish and move around and it makes the same sounds.
I see.
New Nosferatu character name.
Rattle bag.
Rattlebag.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it'll work. But is that what are we deciding on best line? We have a vote for Shriek, I think.
Stapler.
Stapler.
Sure.
Okay. Unanimous for Stapler. You go, Shriek. Second experience from your cast
Yay.
members. They love you. They absolutely love you. And of course the audience loved you too, so you got plenty of bonus experience today.
Yay.
Look, Shriek needs consolation prizes.
If it wasn't for the fact that that Dorian took the plot mover, you would have clean sweeped it today, I think.
In all honesty, none of my votes were for me, so like legitimately, there wasn't a single vote I had for me. So
You got outvoted.
I got outvoted. Yeah.
It's a majority
Oh, yeah.
rule here.
Yeah, I know.
Love it. But you know what? I think the audience loves Shrink. I think our cast
Thank
members
you
love Shrink.
all. Thank you.
We want him to survive, so let's get this boy some wins. Okay, so we shall have to see if we can get a win for our lovely Shriek, possibly next time and in the near future. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, with more of our Blood and Iron story. And, of course, on Saturdays with Rebirth. You can check out all of the VODs on YouTube. The next Rebirth VOD is going to be in 6 parts because I forgot to local record. Because I'm a dum-dum. I should have done that. Thankfully, I did that today. But let's go and find somebody to raid. And maybe, just maybe, continue with the tabletop love. And until we see you again on Saturday, say goodnight, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Crunchy and
Good night.
Good night.